Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to another episode of VGC Prep. Now, you may be wondering to yourself, Ryan, no, that's not your 3DS screen. That's completely correct. But I really had this amazing battle on Showdown the other night, and it was VGC 2014 format, and it was all these, so I kind of just wanted to show it to you guys. There were a lot of awesome predictions, and it was a very good battle, testing out the team that I've just recently finished making. I don't know if there'll be another VGC Prep episode before this. I kind of want to say that I screwed up with the recording, and it's not going to be there. I don't know, I have to check. So, if not, this is the first time seeing the team, I think actually in general this is the first time seeing this team, so let's get to it. So I'm gonna hit it on normal should be good, and I'll pause it as we go. So I'm gonna pause it right here. We're looking at his team. All right, he's got the Charizard, the Gyarados, the Amoonguss, the Aegislash, Scrafty, and Bisharp. Now, looking at his team, it's very physical. So, judging on the physicality of his team, I figured, okay, he's going to be Charizard Y, he's probably going to have a mixed Aegislash, and so on and so forth. So, it's like, well, looking at his team, I can kind of gather that he's going to start with something that hits physically hard. So, I'm like, alright, so I'm going to need to bring my Meowstic, who's who pretty much usurped Murkrow's role. I found it to be just a tad bit better than Murkrow, only because with Reflect, it's covering both Pokemon hitting me instead of just one. So like there were times where I was against a Garchomp and a Mega Mawile, and I could only Feather Dance one of them, where the other one was going to be able to KO me. So the Reflect is really helpful. Now granted, well, first of all, I got a little sucking candy thing in my mouth because I'm still sick, so I'm still trying to get over that. So if I talk a little bit weird, a little differently than normal, that's because of that in my mouth. And second of all, I do lose out on the bringing it down to like -4 or -6, either way. And then on top of that, I think it does a better job of speed control because Quash makes it so I have to focus on one Pokemon one turn, meaning the other Pokemon is free to do whatever he wants. But with Thunder Wave, I have the ability to Thunder Wave one Pokemon and then just forget about it for the rest of the match because I know it's going to be slower than most of my Pokemon. So, that in mind, let's get this started. So I send out Meowstic and I send out Manectric. Manectric probably wasn't the best choice against what he had, but what he sent out, it was the best choice, you know? So I'm like, alright, he's going to be Mega Evolving Y, so I'm just going to T-Wave it so I can get it next turn, but he goes to X, and I'm like, oh, well, I mean, at least it's T-Waved, but now I don't have anything to hit it super effectively with on my team. So I'm like, alright, this is going to be a problem. But he's at -1, so his Earthquake's not actually going to kill me, and he thought it was, so he goes for Waterfall on the Meowstic. Now, he had a, what was it, Wackenberry? But I need to say something real quick. Alright, so you see right over here, Thunderbolt, 96.1, alright? So, I'm going to say this right now, I didn't predict this Bisharp. I didn't at all, but I did predict him to switch out. I was thinking, alright, he's at 1%, so no matter what attack I use, he's going to go down, alright? I didn't know what the Mega Charizard X wanted to do, but I was like, you know, I'm gonna go for a Reflect, and that's gonna be my best bet. It should be able to nullify or at least let me live an Earthquake. I don't know. I hope so. So I was just like, you know what? Let's look at his team. Well, he's got the Aegislash, he's got the Bisharp, he's got the Amoonguss, and he's got the Scrafty. We know he can't switch in his Charizard, and we know he's switching out the Gyarados. And even if he doesn't switch out the Gyarados, it's going to die to a Flamethrower. I'm like, well, Flamethrower is definitely the best bet. So I'm like, alright, I'm going to Flamethrower the Gyarados. Sends in Bisharp, and I was just like, oh, that's so good. That was the best play I had. So, one-hit KO the Bisharp. Bisharp's a really scary Pokemon, and is really hard to handle. So I'm glad that thing's out of the way. Now I'm thinking, okay, I've got to Reflect up. I've got my Manectric out. he's most likely either going to go for a Shadow Sneak, a Shadow Claw, or a Shadow Ball against my Meowstic. It's like, well, then my best bet here will be to switch out into my Staraptor. So what do? Switch out into my Staraptor. So that was an amazing play. He goes, so they're both at -1. Charizard's paralyzed, and I'm like, all right, well, I can't really switch in anything to the Charizard. I'm just gonna go for a Thunderbolt, hope for the best, and hope that Reflect saves me, but it doesn't. I go down. And the weakness policy, Aegislash. Oh god. So, Aegislash goes for King Shield. That's fine. I was going to Brave Bird the Charizard to get him out of the way. I figured that was my best bet, and it worked. And I go for Payback against the Aegislash. I figured at this range it would die. I kind of forgot about King Shield, to be quite honest with you. So, now I'm at -2, and I'm like, I don't want to stay in here. I'm just going to sack off Meowstic so I can come back in and KO this Gyarados. I go for the Brave Bird, thinking and kind of forgetting that I'm at -1, that it will KO the Aegislash. It doesn't. He goes for Ice Fang, but good to know. I don't run any defenses. 252 HP. Wait, I'm going to pause it right here. 252 HP, 252 speed, jolly. From this damage calc, I don't think Gyarados is running any attacks whatsoever. Like investment. Because it only did 48%, and it wasn't at like any negative things, so that's good to know. That's good to know that I can potentially survive an Ice Fang. I think if it had investment, it would probably do somewhere between 80 and 95%. That's my guess. So I protect here because I didn't want the Aegislash killing me, and I knew I can take whatever special moves Aegislash was going to use because I am Assault Vest. They all protect, but I went for the Mach Punch anyway because Gyarados needed to be off. So I go for the Mach Punch again, Gyarados goes down, Staraptor's going to be faster. He can't Shadow Sneak me because I'm normal, and that's going to take him out. So that was the battle, and I think that was awesome. That was 7 turns. I think the predictions there were pretty awesome. We only won 1-0, but still, at the same time, that was a pretty good battle, in my opinion. So most VGC Preps have 2 battles, but I just really wanted to showcase this. I thought this was a very good showing of this team's potential and why I chose Meowstic over Murkrow, and why, well, it doesn't really show why I chose Ferrothorn, but I didn't have a good Kangaskhan counter. Gourgeist left me really wide open to Talonflame, so I was just like, well, Talonflame's fire moves still scare me, but my Rotom Wash is still very good at handling Talonflame, so I'll just throw in a Ferrothorn here just to help. I don't have any fire weaknesses on the team prior, so that's fine. The Gourgeist did add an ice weakness to my team, so I had 3 things weak to ice, and I couldn't handle that, so it's one of the other reasons why I got rid of Murkrow. So now I only have 1 ice weakness, 2 resistances, and since ice moves are usually special, I have a very good special tank in Conkeldurr. So this team is actually very well made. In my opinion, I mean, if I do toot my own horn, of course, I think it is. It does pretty well. It's been doing very well in testing. This was one of the test battles that I had, and I was just like, this is insane. The only time it's really faltered was I had to battle 2 Mega Kangaskhan's at once. I really wish I saved that. I was just like, oh, it's a Smeargle. Well, I'm going to go for Safeguard because it's going to go for Dark Void, and then the Kangaskhan's going to set up. So yeah, I'm going to go for Safeguard. I go for Safeguard, go for Close Combat on the Kangaskhan with my Staraptor. Oh my god. Smeargle transformed into the Kangaskhan after it Mega Evolved, and I was just like, oh my god. Kangaskhan's hard enough to deal with on its own, but now it's got, you know, its best friend with her, and they're just like, they're going shopping, and they're just gonna punch us because we're in the way of the sales. You know? That was brutal. I got one Kangaskhan down, but then the other Kangaskhan was like, hey, by the way. Yeah, that wasn't fun. But, it was, oh my god, that was one hell of a strategy. To get 2 Mega Kangaskhan's out on the field when it's not a multi-battle is a feat. I didn't attack the Smeargle because I figured, dude, it's Focus Sash. I can attack it and not kill it, and then I have two problems on my side of the field, or I can attack the Kangaskhan and do a 1-2 punch with the close combat Mach Punch with my Conkeldurr, but what you can do. So that's what I got for you guys today. I hope you guys appreciate it. A little change of pace for VGC Prep. We'll resume our normal activities tomorrow. So I hope to see you guys at the next video. Peace.